All right, YouTube. So, you all know that I am no fan of U.S. foreign policy, and I'm no fan of American politicians. And most people around the globe are no fans of it either. And the most recent poll numbers from Pew Research have definitely shown that. Yes, the U.S.'s global image is in decline, and it is in a rapid decline. It is in a decline that is worse than it has ever been in recent memory. Why is that? Well, for one, it's the years of imperialistic U.S. foreign policy that destroys lives and murders innocent people around the globe. But then, of course, Trump's antics and his bullshit on the world stage, acting like a fucking absolute moron, has just sped up this decline even further. And in fact, that's probably the leading factor of this decline. Now, this channel isn't meant to specifically be particularly critical of just Trump. I shit on all of them. As you all know, I shit on every fucking one of them. Because we've been like this. Our political system in this country is corrupt. It's bad to the core. It is broken. It's on the brink. It's just stretched out so much that it's just ridiculous. This country has an imperialist foreign policy, and our country is rotting on the inside, and its reputation in the world is rotting on the outside. Our country's political system has been corrupt and crumbling for decades because of all of this corruption and money in politics. But the two-party system has no good alternative. Okay, all of this is well known, obviously. So, what is the main point of all of this? Well, I'm here to show you that, to the surprise of nobody, as I've stated before, I showed you that video of why people hate the USA, and all those comments from people around the globe talking about the US's imperialist foreign policy, how people in the US are just known to be so, ignorant about other countries in the world, and so on and so forth and whatnot. Well, I'm here to show you even more proof of the US's reputation in the world that is that is in a downward spiral. And it's in a downward spiral because, well, the US's foreign policy is the number one cause of this. The war machine and everything else, just the warmongering and whatnot. But then, of course, so we got the fucking warmonger, but then, of course, Trump's bullshit just damages it more. He makes our reputation worse and not better. So it's a fucking broken system, okay? It's just this country is just a fucking joke. U.S. image declines in many nations amid low confidence in Trump. Yeah, of course nobody has confidence in Trump and his fucking bullshit. And yes, I can be super critical of the Democrats and everybody else, but trust me, I can acknowledge the fact that Trump makes our country look 50 times stupider. Yeah, we all know how we looked with Biden in the world. Obviously, with that guy falling up fucking Air Force One, we obviously, it wasn't good then. It wasn't fucking roses and sunshine then. Trust me. Especially after Biden funding fucking piss rail, and after October 7th and piss rail's genocide. Which, by the way, you go back and look at my other stream, one of my latest live streams, that talks about how piss rail's reputation in the world is also negative and rapidly deteriorating. Piss rails is even worse. But I have a fear that the US's reputation is on such a downward spiral that we're going to be viewed as unfavorably in the world as piss rail. No questions asked. So yeah, and obviously to the surprise of nobody, considering how much of a fucking asshole and a scumbag Trump has been to Canada, 77% have no confidence in Trump. And of course, the one that's the most negative of all in the survey, Mexico, is also the most. Yeah, well, when you call a country, an entire country, Mexico, when you call them rapists and bringing crime and bringing drugs and everything, and when you call them rapists and everything else, and when you want to build a fucking wall on their border, chances are they're not going to like you very much. Yeah. Ratings of the U.S. have declined in many nations. The biggest one, the sharpest decline, was in Mexico. Dropped to from 61% favorable. I can't believe it was that favorable then. Wow. Down to just 29%. You know what country views us the most negatively of all the countries surveyed? Sweden. Sweden views us the most unfavorably. And not only that, the amount of people with negative views of the U.S. in Sweden have absolutely skyrocketed. And the numbers here show it. Next, let's click on the why people, let's see, what people's views are of the U.S. Divided views of the U.S. Yeah, they're not going to be so divided. Obviously, just no surprise. 64% in Canada are unfavorable. And actually, if you dig deeper into the survey, if you are to look at a full PDF format, you will actually look at the numbers even deeper. As many as 4 in 10 Canadians are very unfavorable towards the U.S. Wonder why that is. Maybe because our president treating them like shit, wanting to fucking annex them, and wanting to make them into a fucking state, which, by the way, they would never want to be. Yeah, they really want to be a part of us, right? Yeah, they want to be a part of our fucking circus where healthcare is beneath a fucking paywall. It's unaffordable, wasteful, and disgusting. And our healthcare system has been crumbling for decades. There are hospitals in this country that look like they're about a fucking 100 years old. You go there, unaffordable, in debt, bankrupt, everything else you got to deal with in that fucking broken, disgusting system. That also may also play a role in how negative views of the U.S. is, especially in Sweden. I mean, look at the numbers in Sweden. Just look at where Sweden ranks in the world in terms of healthcare and education and everything else. You just look at that, and the numbers are there. The numbers are there in all sorts of different ways. And then people view Trump negatively and in everything. His characteristics, people view him as arrogant, dangerous, and everything else. So congratulations to Trump and everything for completely decimating our reputation in the world. And well, Trump is not the number one cause of the blame for this, because this is because of years of terrible policies by all of them, by the entire two-party system. And a lot of it is deeper than Trump. But of course, inheriting decades of corrupt, decaying bullshit in this country, and how it is, and cooing countries, and the wars, and the war machine, and everything else. So those numbers are there, and those numbers are not good. Biden was doing a lot of the same shit. He was doing so much of this shit with the wars and funding Israel's genocide. That was viewed statistically negative amongst countries around the globe. But then, of course, Trump's bullshit and how he is with countries around the globe, not just that, domestically and internationally, and how horrible he is on everything else, just hurts more. It makes our reputation in the world worse and not better. So it's also just dives down to just the bigger problems in this country of just about the money and politics. But you just dig deeper. You just dig deeper into all of this stuff, and you just dig into all of this stuff, and you see just how bad it looks on the surface. But below the surface, it's even worse. You just look below the surface. This country has a fucking healthcare system that is behind a paywall, and it's been that way for decades. You have a system where our healthcare system is like a fucking fourth world country. We have fourth world healthcare. Very clear. I mean, no question about it. I mean, everyone knows it. Everyone with a half a fucking brain in their head knows it. And it's also just how everything is. The individualism in this country. The selfishness, the individualism. It's always about me. It's always about me. It's also the culture. It's this culture of ignorance and believing whatever you want to hear, believing whatever the fucking mainstream media says, and everything else. Those are the biggest problems. And Trump is just the next clown to lead the fucking circus. That's all that this is. Because it's a fucking circus. Granted, my channel is a fucking circus. Why is my channel a circus? Where I rant like a lunatic. I rage like a lunatic on this channel. I make rants. I destroy shit. Verbally, of course. I, make dark jokes. I cross lines with all that type of stuff. Why do I do that? Because this world's a circus. And I talk a lot about the fuck ups about U.S. foreign policy and how horrible it is for the world and world security and everything else. And I bring the circus of the world to the forefront. That's what we have to do. But the difference is with my circus on this channel, we actually don't have corruption and money in fucking politics. That's the difference. At least this stuff is for fun. And anything that's like a tabloid talk show, at least none of that stuff is actually in fucking politics. Because all of that has been brought to politics in this country. Trump's just leading it, and it's being led on fucking steroids and human growth hormones. That's how it is. And that's what it looks like. And it's nothing good. There's nothing that's good about it. There's nothing good about it. All that Trump is doing with how he is with Canada, Mexico. Oh, let's not to mention the fact he wants to fucking annex Greenland and make Greenland a part of the fucking U.S. when Greenland will never be a part of the fucking U.S. Again, these places, oh yeah, let's not forget bullying South Africa over a phony white genocide that doesn't fucking exist. All these foreign policy fuck-ups. But it's been like this for years. Obviously, I'm not denying that. Everyone knows it. But Trump is just speeding it up. And he's making it worse and not better. Yeah, so much for being different than Biden, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, except you're destroying the U.S.'s reputation in the world worse than Biden ever did. And even in some countries, views of the U.S. were on balance mixed, or in some places even surprisingly favorable, actually. But now, the numbers are anything but good. And Trump's just making it worse and not better. And there's no question about it. It's complicated. It's a complicated reason about why the U.S.'s image in the world is the way it is. There are no easy answers. Our reputation is in decline. It's in a tailspin. It's in a downward spiral because in this country we have a horrible healthcare system, old and decaying hospitals that are 100 years old, unaffordable, untransparent, broken healthcare that is corrupt and bad to the core, unaffordable, debt bankrupts people, impoverishes people. Children in this country being ignored, children going to bed hungry, our homelessness crisis. Not to mention the fact that we have a fucking president that's putting people in a fucking concentration camp in fucking El Salvador because that leader is a fucking U.S. government puppet. He's like a fucking coup leader. And all that type of stuff. Well, that's what we inherited, and that's what we inherited. That's what we're inheriting, and that's what it's becoming. And there's nothing good about it. And of course, add insult to injury, the U.S. is actually pumping piss rail with even more steroids to genocide Palestinians more than ever before. Biden and Kamala were doing this, and that's why I'd say don't support them in any way, shape, or form, because they're guilty of this genocide. They're guilty of their wars and aggression and criminal acts of aggression and everything else. But it seems that Trump is escalating it even more with Iran and everything else. And this isn't TDS. This isn't like, oh, fuck it, I'm just focusing on Trump and all the Democrats are, oh, I'm talking about both sides are, oh, there's only one side that's good, the other side's bad. No, they're all fucking bad. The whole U.S. government is bad. The whole U.S. government is bad, and it's been that way for generations, multiple generations. How could we become a country in the world that's actually respected in the world? Let's see. You start off by doing this. You stop the wars, that's number one. Number two, you actually get a healthcare system that's actually publicly funded, free of charge, tax funded. Take all the taxes that we pay, cut the military budget by fucking 85%, and divert all of the funds without raising a single penny in taxes. You could cut the military budget by fucking 85% and divert all of those funds to healthcare and educate, to universal publicly funded healthcare, and you wouldn't need to raise taxes by a single cent. And that's the other thing. If I was paying higher taxes in this country, but I was getting something in return, like people in Scandinavia gets, and in countries all throughout the rest of the globe get, publicly funded healthcare, free tuition, or lower cost of tuition / tuition fees for college students, the free childcare, daycare for children, all those things that the rest of the developed world has. This country's not even developed. I don't even know how this country is a developed country. This country is like a fucking third world country, if you ask me. Statistically, how the fucking homelessness looks in this country. Let's not forget our public transit system in this country is rotting and decaying. It's filled with drugs and homeless people and everything else. Homeless people that can't, because they can't afford anything, because this country is so unaffordable. The inflation crisis that neither party has done anything about. All this type of stuff. The war with global trade that Trump is doing, horrible, fucked up, hurting and making things just worse and not better. Like literally just fucking destroying like even the basic fabrics of public services that we even have left in this country. The unions, destroying unions and all that type of stuff. It's horrible. It's disgusting. What is happening in this country is disgusting. And it didn't happen with Trump. Well, Trump is just making it worse and not better, obviously. This didn't start with Trump. That's what people need to understand. It didn't start with Trump. We had none of these things before any of them took office. We've had a healthcare system that's been in a downward spiral. We've had old and decaying hospitals that are decades old, that are horrible, an unaffordable, disgusting system in this country that is broken and unaffordable and bankrupts average working people because nobody can afford it. Like, it's just so horrible and disgusting. Our public transit system is broken and decaying. It looks like a fucking fourth world country. It looks like that. It's dirty, gross, but just infested with rodents and infested with bodily waste and everything. Of homeless people sleeping in it, but which I don't fault the homeless for. I fault the system for the way it is and how unaffordable this country is. So what could you do to make it? Well, what can we do to make this country at least somewhat better? Well, obviously, you get rid of the fucking two-party system. Well, first, Trump is he's fucking horrible. I mean, there's no question about it. Trump is fucking horrible. And I've said Biden was horrible. Biden was horrible too. But how do you manage to fuck up our reputation in the world and fuck things up with everything? Worse than even fucking Biden. How do you manage to be even less respected in the world than a man that can't even fucking walk up Air Force One? You know how? Be Donald J. Trump. Be a fucking celebrity. Be a fucking celebrity from The Apprentice. Be a fucking fake billionaire that went bankrupt how many times? Who can't balance anything. Why the fuck would you trust him to balance an economy? You can't. And you're an idiot if you think he can. Who is a fucking wannabe tyrant. And I'm not saying Biden wasn't tyrannical too. I mean, I've talked about that on numerous occasions. Go back and watch my other videos. I'll tell you all the tyrannical shit Biden did with the college protests against Israel. You go back and you look at that, I'll tell you. But Trump doing this stuff with protesters, it's just ramping it up. It's like I said, Trump is the continuation of all of the U.S.'s horrible policies domestically and globally, but it's just on steroids and human growth hormones. It just manages to be even fucking worse. So yeah, con artist is what Trump is. A fraud, a fake, a phony, and a fucking felon and a criminal and a sexual predator who is a bigot and a proven bigot and a wannabe fucking tyrant. That's why our country's reputation in the world is worse than it's been in decades. Some of the numbers are slumping to levels that haven't been seen since the Iraq War. Remember when the Iraq War happened and then the U.S.'s reputation collapsed around the globe too? It collapsed around the globe as well. But some of the numbers, particularly in Sweden and in Canada and in Mexico, some of our numbers look even worse than what they were under Bush. That's how bad it is. When Trump was in office the first time around, the numbers weren't good either. The numbers only were better, semi-better, was only because Trump wasn't in office, because Trump fucked up so bad. And Biden's numbers weren't even good globally. I mean, they were only better because they weren't Trump's. That was the only thing. But now, look at where it is. I don't even know. You can't, and yes, our reputation in the world does matter. If you want to be a sovereign nation and have relationships around the globe, that's how you need to be. And by the way, this dismissing how we are in the world, that's another example of why people look down on us and like, oh, you're so ignorant and everything else. Because they go, oh, you don't care, you're just arrogant. Yeah, because that's what it is. That's what it is. Oh, we don't care what the world thinks. Fuck the world. That's how so many people look at things. That's how so many people look at things. Oh yeah, and not to mention we also have a scumbag in office that also mocked a disabled reporter too. So yeah, mocked a reporter with fucking cerebral palsy. Congratulations. We also have, it's also another fucking nail in the coffin. We have a sick fuck. We have a piece of fucking absolute wretched garbage and shit that abuses the disabled. Yeah, which is fucking disgusting. That's also what we have in this country. Congratulations. Yeah. I'm not gonna support that guy. What are you, nuts? Are you stupid? No. And I'm not gonna vote for Biden either, because he's a corrupt corporate insider. He didn't give a fuck about you. Kamala Harris, same thing. She was a corrupt corporate insider. And it was her and Biden that gave us Trump. Because if they had just fucking stepped aside and said no, and like, no. Because yeah, I'm not saying that this replacement was good. Are you nuts? No, of course not. In some cases, it's even fucking worse. I don't know how it manages to be even worse. It's pathetic. In a world that makes sense, with a government that makes sense, none of them would ever be in any position in office. And none of them have ever done anything to deserve a promotion. Both parties have failed us. And it created a monster like Trump. And that's where we are. You have a system that's rotting and decaying for decades, and you wonder why it creates a fucking monster like Trump. That's where we are as a nation. That's where we are. That's where our nation is. Where can we go from here? Stop voting for these fuckers. Stop showing up. Stop voting for them. And build on parties that are better. Get the Green Party. Get a select few moderates. Anybody. A moderate that's not Trump. Or someone that's going to get us something better. Anything's better than what we have now. That's the only way. That's the only solution that you're going to have. Because the status quo is not working. The status quo is what got us Trump. And you're going to get even more viruses like him. Because he's not the symptom of the virus. He's not the virus. He's the symptom of the virus. If you keep having a symptom of something that's even worse and you don't cure it, you're going to get something that's even worse down the line. The only way you can correct that is by doing and getting something outside of that system. And the only way to do it is to fight against the system. And that's why I support every protest. The LA protests, which I've already explained, and everything else. I support that. I support everything else. Keep fighting. That's why I always say, keep fighting and keep on rocking. That's why I always say, always keep up the good fight. And I will always be here on this channel to advocate for that and much more. To always keep up the good fight. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this video up here. 11:23 my time. I work 4 to 12. I'm back on the, back. It's another day, another work day. Just wanted to come out here and film this video while this topic is still fresh, and I'm going to upload this, finish up at work. I got more topics to discuss. I might upload a video tomorrow. Probably going to do it here at work, too, because, I work 4 to 12. I sleep in pretty late, so like I said, during my work weeks, I don't have much time to film at home and stuff because I'm, when I'm not here, I'm at home, and when I'm at home on my work days, I'm sleeping, so that way I can, catch up for my regular shift, or I'm getting ready for work, or I'm doing things before work. So I'll be here, and I'll be uploading more stuff either tomorrow or the next day. Hopefully get some more stuff out soon. So anyway, I'll wrap this up here. Look out for more stuff coming up soon, including my next stream on Monday. More stuff on the way. This is Zach the Solid Guy, as always, saying thank you for watching. Hope you all learned something from this. And this is another example where this is a way we need to get people to wake up, waking Americans up, and waking up American and global public opinion one at a time. And that's how we got to do it. And we do that by keep on fighting. And keep on rocking, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, stay classy, and keep fighting, and always keep on rocking, and always keep up the good fight. And I'll see you guys in the next video. More stuff coming up soon. Either tomorrow or the next day, one or the other, depending on what I have going on. But look out for that, other stuff in the works. Stay tuned. Have yourselves a good one, everybody. Signing off for now. See you all next time, including my stream on Monday. Have a good one, everybody. See you next time. Bye for now. So long.